Stop right now. Before this video goes any further, if you have cardinals in your yard, and there is a good chance you do, I need you to do something the next time you go outside. Don't look at the red one on the fence post. Don't look at the bright male singing from the top of the tree. Look away from him completely. Instead, look into the dense interior of your shrubs, into the thick middle of your bushes, into the places where you can't quite see, and listen, because there is a song coming from in there. A real song, complex, structured, and individual. And it has been coming from in there every single morning. And the bird producing it has been doing so for millions of years. You've just never been told to listen for her. The female cardinal is singing in your yard right now. And what science has discovered about why she sings, how she learned to sing, and what her song is actually doing, turns everything most people think they know about birds upside down. This is her story, and it starts with a mistake that scientists made for over 100 years. Welcome to Bird Mind Theory. For most of the history of ornithology, the scientific study of birds, researchers operated on a single assumption so widely held that almost nobody questioned it. Only male birds sing, not males sing more, not females sing occasionally, only males, full stop. And here is the embarrassing part. That assumption wasn't based on careful global research. It was based on where European and North American scientists were doing most of their work, the northern temperate zone. And in the northern temperate zone, it happens to be mostly true. Most female songbirds in North America and Europe don't sing. So scientists looked at what was in front of them, assumed it was universal, wrote it into textbooks, built entire theories of song evolution around it, and in doing so, missed something that was happening in hundreds of species around the world, including one of the most common backyard birds in North America. Darwin himself made this mistake. His famous theories about birdsong and sexual selection were built largely on observations of male finches in the Galapagos, where only males sing. He extrapolated from a specific case and called it a universal rule. It took over a century for scientists to seriously examine what the females were doing. And when they finally looked, what they found was not a footnote. It was a revolution. Recent research revealed that female birds have most likely been singing for tens of millions of years. Rather than asking why males originally evolved song, the question has become why both sexes originally evolved song, and why females lost song in some species, not the other way around. The story of birdsong had been told backwards, completely backwards. So what is the female cardinal actually doing when she sings? The first and most documented answer is territory defense. And this is where the cardinal becomes genuinely unusual, even within species where female song exists. In the vast majority of songbird species, territory is a male concept. The male holds it, defends it, announces it. The female occupies it. She is present in the territory, but the territory belongs to him. Cardinals don't work that way. Female cardinals hold their own territory, partially overlapping with the males, and they defend it actively against other females. Research tracking female cardinal territorial behavior found that females sing near the boundaries of their space, warning competitor females away, announcing occupancy, doing with their voice exactly what the male does from his fence post. When you hear that female singing from deep inside a shrub near the edge of your yard, she is not chatting. She is not calling for the male. She is telling every other female cardinal in the neighborhood, this space is taken. I am here. Do not test me. But territory defense is only part of the story. Research at Ohio State University documented something else entirely, something that reveals just how sophisticated this communication system is. During incubation, when the female is sitting on the nest, she sings. And the male's behavior changes directly in response to how she sings. When she produces certain vocal patterns, he brings food to the nest more frequently. When she goes quiet, the delivery rate drops. This is not a broadcast signal going out to everyone. This is a private, two-way communication channel between two individuals who have learned each other's specific signals. The female is using her song to manage a resource, telling her mate in real time, in precise acoustic terms, exactly what the nest needs. That level of communicative sophistication is remarkable in any animal. In a bird most people walk past without a second thought, it's extraordinary. Here's a number that should genuinely surprise you. Scientists don't even know if females sing in about 70% of songbird species. Not because it doesn't happen, because nobody was looking. For a long time, scientists thought that female birds didn't sing. If they did observe a female bird singing, they would label the behavior aberrant, caused by a hormone imbalance or some other anomaly. Not a discovery, an error to be explained away. This bias had real consequences. Decades of birdsong research built on male subjects only. What triggers song? How song develops? What makes a song attractive? None of it included females. The picture science assembled of how birdsong works was built from half the available data. And then something changed. Women entered the field in larger numbers, and they noticed what their predecessors had either missed or dismissed. A review of 20 years of research on female birdsong found that the key people driving this recent paradigm shift were women. If fewer women had entered this field, it likely would have taken much longer to reach this new understanding of how birdsong originally evolved. The science of birdsong changed, not because new birds appeared or new technology arrived, because new people started asking different questions about the same birds that had always been there. The female cardinal had been singing in backyards across North America for millions of years. It took a change in who was doing the research to make that fact visible. Here is something about the female cardinal's song that most people, even serious birdwatchers, don't know. Her song is not the same as his. The male cardinal's song is what most people recognize, a clear, loud, whistling series of phrases from an exposed perch, designed to carry as far as possible across the territory. The female's song shares some structural features with his, the same downward slurring whistle patterns, but it's different, more variable in phrasing, quieter by design, produced from inside dense cover rather than from an exposed perch. And here is the part that gets genuinely fascinating. Her song is individually distinctive. Research comparing female cardinal songs across multiple individuals found that each female has a recognizable vocal signature. Her song differs from other female songs in consistent, identifiable ways, which means the birds around her can tell exactly who is singing. Think about what that means for the territorial landscape in your yard. It is not just males marking space and females occupying it quietly. There is a parallel social structure, female to female, playing out through individually recognizable voices in the shrubs below your awareness every morning. The question that researchers haven't fully answered yet is this: how does she learn that song? Male cardinal song is learned. Young males listen to adult males during a critical developmental window and gradually refine their song toward the adult model. Female song also appears to be learned rather than innate, but female song and male song are different, so young females cannot simply be copying their fathers. They must be learning from other singing females. But the exact pathway, how female cardinal song passes from one generation to the next, has not been fully mapped. It is one of the genuinely open questions in the study of a bird that lives in hundreds of millions of yards. Now I want to give you something practical, because everything in this video means nothing if you never actually hear her. The reason most people have never consciously heard a female cardinal sing is not because she is rare or quiet in any extreme sense. It is because she sings from the wrong place. Wrong, that is, for human observation. The male sings from exposed, elevated perches. He wants to be heard across the entire territory. The female sings from dense interior cover, the middle of a large shrub, the concealed mid-level of a leafy tree. She doesn't need to broadcast across the neighborhood. She needs to communicate with the birds in the immediately adjacent territory. So her song travels shorter distances, from places you can't easily see into. Here is what all of this actually means. The northern cardinal is not a rare bird. It is not a species studied in remote rainforests or accessed only by professional researchers with expensive equipment. It is the most photographed, most recognized, most painted on coffee mugs backyard bird in North America. Present in hundreds of millions of yards. So familiar it barely registers as remarkable anymore. And there is something happening in your yard with this bird. Something that has been happening every single morning that scientists with decades of research behind them don't fully understand. She sings and has for millions of years. Her voice carries identity, territory, and a private language with her mate, revealing an intelligence most people never notice. Scientists are still uncovering why she sings. If this changed how you hear your backyard, subscribe right now because every week on this channel, we go this deep into the secret world of birds. Go outside this week and actually try to find the female cardinal singing. Then come back and tell me in the comments, did you hear her? Did you know it was her? I read every single comment, and share this with someone who thinks they know everything about cardinals, because I promise you, they've never heard this side of the story.